All right. We talked about authenticity or authentic selling, right? If you guys remember at the very, very beginning. So, I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more on what this means. So, think about the accounts or influencers you engage with the most. Do you engage with them because of what they sell or the products they have? Or do you really engage with them because of who they are? Right? We have so many options. It's 2025 and we have so many freaking options. If we want a Stanley Cup, there's like 10,000 sellers on Etsy, maybe not that much, but in the world, let's say, that are, selling some form of Stanley Cup with their own signature on it, their own, design or whatever. So what's making you different? Right? Or let's say, like, here's an example I never thought I would use in a sales course. Kim Kardashian. I personally don't follow Kim Kardashian, but going back to kind of like the authenticity and the story and the emotion, well, why don't I follow her? Because I simply don't like her, right? Don't like the story that she has to say, and don't like the person themselves, right? Um, so if I was to flip this and kind of look at someone that I really, really, really love and well, let's talk about more recently that I really love and I've worked with and I trust is one of my coaches, right? She is a coach in leadership and spirituality, and I'm learning a lot of things about how to bring logic and emotion together. And I trust her, right? Did that trust built overnight? No. But now every product and anything that she has, I know that she puts her whole heart out there, and like I can tell from the content that she puts in and the content that she teaches us, it has her own branding and mark on it. It has her true, authentic self. The way she makes jokes, the way that she gives examples, right? That's what authenticity is. Okay, and I'll bring something up that maybe gets missed in this, and hopefully this kind of clarifies a little bit about what authenticity means. We all have an ego, right? Ego is great because it protects us from things that are like on a primal level is dangerous for us. Like, so it's basically a survival mechanism. The negative part of it is sometimes it becomes boastful and to the point where it degrades someone else, right? So, um, I'm not going to get into politics, but let's look at politics in general, all right? I'm not going to name anyone or whatever. When someone is really in their ego, what happens is anything that they're doing, it's just to serve themselves, and you can feel it. You can feel that when they give you something, they want something back. Or someone who is like pushing you to choose or to buy something that you don't actually need. Here's the difference. You don't actually need the product. There's a difference between someone who is um, telling you like, this is what this product is going to do, and because of what you told me and you shared with me in your challenges, I know with 100% certainty that once you're done with this course, you're going to be flipped 180 and it will help you reach, X goal that you so dearly desire, and here's how. All right, versus, all right, thanks for chatting. So let's get you that payment link so that you can purchase the 3 month package. You don't want it? Okay, well, why don't you want it? Didn't you say that you wanted to lose those 15 pounds? Like, do you want to stay 15 pounds overweight? I can't even make myself come to being like rude about this. How Canadian of me. But essentially, like, someone who's pushy, and they're basically trying to manipulate you into buying something. This is very, very, very different energy, and that's what authenticity is. Authenticity is which part of you are you showcasing and leaning on when you're selling your product or um, talking to someone or even putting together your outbound messaging and sequences to reach and to target your ideal customer profile. Like, what are you saying, right? What for a lack of a better word, what's your selling point that's so unique that even if you're offering something that 10 other people are offering, you can tell, like if I was to put you in a line of 10 people, like your product or service, I can tell which one's yours. That's basically how this works. So that's what authenticity is. And this comes in when you are on Instagram, when you're presenting something, when you're talking to someone, when you're networking, even, right? Because at the end of the day, it's your personality. You are the person behind the business. So why should people even, buy from you if you sound like every other person out there? And this is a big thing with AI. I'll just, take aside, take this conversation to the side for a little bit. AI is very good at like putting everything nice and together and do whatever, but it kind of defeats the purpose of authenticity because at the end of the day, like you sound like every other literal robot out there trying to sell your services. And I personally like use AI for research and to try to understand, how to piece everything together. But I piece it when I want to showcase something or I want to say something. I use my voice, right? So that it can remain authentic and it has my spin onto it, even if it means it's, has grammatical errors or sometimes the context doesn't make sense. You're learning these things as you're going, right? But it remains authentic to who I am and what I do. So, for example, I'm a person who loves humor. Sometimes I have dark humor. So I don't know why I said it with that tone of voice, but to me, that's how dark humor sounds like. Um, and then sometimes I have really goofy humor, and I speak four languages, but for the life of me in English, I cannot put parables together, or is it called? See, um, like expressions and idioms. That's the word I was looking for. I am not familiar with those, right? Or if I am, I usually butcher them, and say it in a way that just doesn't make sense. So that's that's who I am, right? So instead of turning away from it, I learned to embrace it because maybe it makes someone chuckle, but that's how they remember me. Um, and then and when you're accepting of yourself and your authenticity and who you are, it's contagious and some people can feel it. Like instead of being like, ha ha ha, like, I'm crouching my body and shrinking right now. You can't see that, but hopefully you can hear it. I'm like, ha ha, ha, yeah, yeah, I'm selling XYZ and yeah, I have a jewelry line and yeah, it's been great. What do you do? This is the thing that I find with folks that are still starting out. They're so timid about what they sell, and they have a message, they have something great to offer, but they lack that, self-belief and authenticity and understanding that, they are unique. They're not like the other jewelry seller across the street or, on the other website. So embrace your authenticity, embrace who you are, because that's part of your story and your brand. Let me see if I have something else. Yes. So, um, there are no unique messages, only unique messengers. So, think about that for a second. There are no unique messages, only unique messengers. So, if I was to read this another way, there are no unique products, only unique product makers. There are no unique services, only unique people that deliver those services. Maybe that last one was better than the product example. Um, so, question to ask yourself: who are you in relation to your business, and what makes you unique? Let's end it there and we'll move to the next video for the next slide.